to my channel. I am Manaka, and this is my channel, Manaka. Listen, it's been a minute. I've been trying my best to sort of embrace the journey I've been going through, and it's been rough. I've been going through a lot of internal sort of changes, spiritual changes, and it's crazy. I just wrote a Patreon post. I'll put the link below. Yesterday, I also what's the word? I created a community on Twitter as well. Basically because I wanted to reach a bigger audience. I wouldn't say a bigger audience, a more different audience. Twitter for me has become a very spiritual sort of platform for me. I follow a lot of spiritual people. So when I'm on the timeline, it's mostly uplifting, and it's a lot of knowledge that I get to learn from different types of spiritual people. The ones who like esoteric means, like myself, as well as African spirituality, and you get to actually learn new things. I don't actually know when I started getting into African spirituality. I think it was before the last video that I made. If you haven't watched it, I'll try to put it up. I don't know where to put it up, but I'll put it up somewhere. But yeah, I got into African spirituality because I really wanted to get into my roots, I would say. I wanted to get into who I am at the core. I believe I already am basically doing that by being in touch with spirituality, I would say. But I think the difference is now I get to figure out what it was that my ancestors did. I get to, because I've always been interested in spirituality, but in a way where it made sense. There are certain traditions that I feel like we started doing just because our grandmother said we must do it, but not a lot of us actually know why. That's sort of what I was trying to get into and trying to understand. So I can say I wouldn't say I'm an African spiritualist. I would just say I'm more of a spiritualist. I still deal with esoteric. I still deal with mediumship. I still deal with tarot, and I forget what the other one's called, where you use a deck of normal cards to read energies, and yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to talk about finding your inner goddess. This can obviously apply as well to gods, those who see themselves as more of the, I don't know if it's called divine masculine. I wonder if that's what they actually use. But anyway, there's divine feminine and there's divine masculine. I believe that should be it. So the gods and goddesses, the goddess and God within you. There are times when we have tendencies, and I believe this is the human experience. It is something we are supposed to go through, and I think we will always be going through it, no matter where we are in our lives, and no matter how much we've actually learned about ourselves and about the world, and about what it is we need to do for ourselves. So I think we'll always have the really low lows. I think that's just part of being a human being. And then we'll have also the very high highs. I made a video about how there's always going to be yin and yang. There has to be the opposing side of a coin. There has to be the opposing side for you to be able to really see the good, or the fullness within whatever it is that you're getting. Like, for example, if you wish to always have good times in your life, that would be bland as fuck. Literally, your life would become a very bland color. It would probably be just gray. There would be no color. Where with really high highs and really low lows, it becomes a wave of rainbow colors where it goes to black, it goes to brown, it goes to really dark colors like dark greens and navies and stuff like that, and comes back to really bright highlighter sort of colors, and that's just me explaining like how you would see the world. I understand that when we're in a very difficult place, we find it difficult to actually see the good in it, and trust me, I'm exactly like that, where we find it very difficult to believe that it will be okay. But the biggest thing I've learned, especially with the shadow work that I've been doing, I'll put it up. I don't know if I've actually explained shadow work, but I'll put it up. But with the shadow work that I've been doing, I've learned that I am actually able to get over things much quicker. I'm able to really, I've always been somebody who loves to write. I've always been somebody who loves to talk and open up my heart and just really let things out. So now being a spiritualist, I've really gotten myself into writing with a purpose. Before it was just writing about my day and my frustrations because I didn't really have anyone to talk to. Well, I felt I didn't, obviously. Because, as humans, we have this tendency to judge ourselves. And because we judge ourselves so harshly, we are afraid to be judged by other people as well. And I can tell you right now, our inner critic is fucking horrible. Our inner critic is one of the worst energies I can say are in this world. But yeah, that's before. Right now, at least I have a purpose. Right now, if there's something bothering me, I don't really write about my day per se. When I'm using my self-care journal, I write sort of keywords of the day, like how I was feeling and what my gratitude is, and my affirmations for that week. So it's keywords because it is small spaces. You can't really write out. The only time you can really write out is the end of the week. And I did that on purpose because I wanted the self-care journal to be more of a highlight of the day. And then the end of the week would be where you can really write out what it is that happened, that what it is that you wanted to happen, or that happened that you realized and understood and all of that. Because I feel like in every day there is a lesson, and every day there is something that's valuable, and we need to understand about ourselves and about other people and about society in general, But yeah, I also feel like at some point I probably need to explain what the self-care journal is about, because not a lot of people actually know how to use it. Because you need to always make sure that you have your own sort of diary or journal on the side where you can write out even 5 pages, 10 pages of whatever it is that you're going through. Whenever you need to do shadow work, whenever you need to do moon rituals or daily rituals, gratitude lists, you need your own separate diary, separate journal for those kinds of things. Like, we always find it so difficult to simply write things down. I think we're so inside our phones that we actually forget that how soothing and how comforting actually writing out our feelings actually is. But yeah, I think what I've learned is that not everything needs to be spoken to a physical person. Some things can be dealt with alone, and it doesn't mean that everything needs to be dealt with alone. It just means that there is a place and there's a time for everything. And I realized for me, it's 24 hours. I realized for me, from the moment that I get upset or excited or annoyed, I usually need to, it's not fully 24 hours, but I'll say 24 hours because to me, that's a round number, okay? And it also allows you to sleep on it. I've never believed in sleeping on things. To me, I always thought that going to sleep angry was fucked up. But I've come to realize that sometimes it's better to sleep on things, because sometimes your guide, sometimes your higher self actually give you answers in your dreams. Sometimes they allow you to calm down and to wake up with a better realization. To wake up with a better realization. Anyway, so I realized that whenever something huge happens for me, 24 hours is what I need to actually be within myself and to figure it out and to write in my journal, figure out what it is that I need to do, what I feel like, not what I need to do, but more what I feel in that moment. Just write it out. You're not talking to a person, you're not trying to hurt anyone, because in the moment of anger or heartache, or disappointment, we have tendencies to say the wrong things, and then we hurt people without realizing it, and that's just the way of the human being, unfortunately. So I realized for me, 24 hours allows me to really sit with my emotions, whether I need to cry, whether I need to second guess myself, which is obviously part of anxiety. That's literally something that will happen. And then remind myself that, no, this is how it is, So that's why you write out your feelings, so it can come out from you. So all that energy can actually be on paper. And if writing it out is not enough, after you've written it down, burning the paper, or not a lot of people have this opportunity, but going on into a field and just screaming, shouting, but we all have different ways to let out energy and pent up energy specifically. And then what I've realized is that after a day of crying, because the human self will always have doubts, the human self will always look down on themselves, belittle themselves. There is that side to us. There's the ego, there's the shadow, there's the higher self. I believe that those three consist of who we are. Like, to me, I don't want to make anybody feel weird, but to me, that is the mother, the father, and the son. Or we call it the mother. What do they call it in the Bible? The God, the Father, the Holy Spirit, and the Son. But the Holy Spirit is the mother. But anyway, I don't want to get into that. So those are the three. It would be your ego being human self, being everything that's judgmental, everything that's difficult, everything that's just sourness, and everything that is good as well. I mean, it's the human experience. That's ego. Then we have the shadow, which is the side of you that has built up walls to protect you from everything that you've gone through. And that side of you is allowed to do that, understanding that side of you is allowed to do that, because there are things that happen in life that are unfair, and at some point we do need to heal from them, but we also need to realize whether we still need to protect ourselves from things like that or not, if I'm making sense. Like, for example, if you got bullied as a child, if you got bullied as a child, for example, you would have obviously held some sort of trauma when it comes to that. I got bullied as a child, and I became the bitch that was bullying me. I obviously became a fucked up person to people. I was very mean. I think I still kind of am really mean. And that was my walls of protection. In high school, I tried my best to kind of be in the background. I tried my best to not be seen, because I didn't want anybody to notice me so that I don't get bullied. So that is what I mean by boundaries. Well, not boundaries. Boundaries are good things. by walls of trauma, and trying to keep yourself from getting hurt again. But then there comes a time where you realize that you need to put down those walls to let people who actually care about you in, when you actually need to find yourself again and realize that the people who were bullying you as a child were literally just a bunch of kids who were going through their own traumas, So what I wanted to say is that obviously we need to embrace everything. Like, be present enough to understand that when something is good, it's really good. Understand that when things are low, that we need to really figure ourselves out and find out why we feel so low. Then why we feel so low. Then once we figure that out, allow ourselves to come out again and stop holding on to that hermit mode phase, but to actually reach out, because we need people. I said this in my other video. We do need people, to not hold on to that sadness because that's where we're comfortable. Sadness is not comfortable. But to understand that we need to reach out, to understand that we need to speak to people, even if it's only one person, because this is a human experience, and the human experience needs other human beings for it to be fulfilling, you understand? And to understand that obviously we don't need to be what society says we need to be, that the things that we want out of life are things that we really, really deserve. And to just remember that as much as our ego is always going to be on our case about things, the more we work on it is the more we'll realize that it doesn't even have to be that long of a time that we talk down on ourselves. It can be in a moment and switch up immediately. Where as soon as the ego says, not you, you say, but why not? You understand? So yeah, I'm glad that my Saturn return is reaching its end. I mean, it's only ending next year, but it has sort of calmed down. I've gotten to a space where I feel like I can really embody the goddess. I can embody the Leah that I want to be, I don't have to embody the anxiety. I don't have to embody the fears. I can embody exactly who it is I want to be, and I can become more and more like her every single day, because I realize that the only person that I really need to make happy is myself and no one else. And once I embrace being happy and I embrace doing the things that I want to do, that other people who respect that and understand that as well will be drawn to me. And anybody who does not understand that will move right the fuck out. So yeah. I hope I said everything I wanted to say. I got cut off at some point because, I was bothered. I was bothered by somebody, but I mean, I really do like doing these videos when they come up for me, and it feels very divine feminine to just speak and not have too many set points to talk about, because set points is too much of a divine masculine type of trait. But I hope these videos help you guys in some sort of way. If you would like the 20 question self-care shadow work, please do let me know. I'll also put my Twitter community below, and if you'd like to talk to me about anything, let me know, or comment below. Let me know which phase you're in your life. Where are you? I mean, I'm in a good place today, but I was in a really shitty place yesterday. So it is waves, but the waves are so good, because even when you are crying and you're down and out, as I said, it usually takes about 24 hours before you snap right the back the fuck up. So yeah, just learn to journal when you're feeling like shit. Learn to write that that stuff out and really work through your emotions and not like suppress them. Learn to realize that being a human is about loving every single part of you and unlearning all those small things that you made up so that you can protect yourself from the world. Because right now, the only person that you're really trying to protect yourself is from the ego version of you. Yeah, I think that's about it. But yeah, stop being your own bully, basically. Anyway, thank you for watching. That was about all I needed to say, my 2 cents. I really hope this helped, even in the smallest of ways. Thank you so much for watching. Oh yes, don't forget to comment. Don't forget to comment. I really like to see the comments on YouTube. A lot of people like to send me messages. It's my friends, but like I like to know even on YouTube, so you can also motivate other people to comment on YouTube. I like to know the information also on WhatsApp, but I mean, it's nice to see it on YouTube as well because it motivates other people to want to. I don't know how to explain it. People are very sheep-minded, sheep mentality minded. If there is no comment, a lot of people aren't fully within their own power to be the first to comment, especially if they really want to. But I will never judge anyone. Even if you just talk to me on WhatsApp, that's perfectly fine. I understand anxiety and I understand how difficult it is to push yourself to do something that you're not ready for. But life is about learning and life is about understanding how important you really are and how much of a fucking goddess, oh God, you are already. Thank you so much for watching. Love, love, love to you.